The PXG 0311 ST blade iron, 100% milled, $650 per club. And I know you're rubbing your hands going, Simon, go on, go in on the clubs. How dare they charge this amount of money for one iron? Well, actually, I quite like them. Okay, so Bob, don't panic. I like the blade. And this is why. No, I'm not hanging this video. It's not even in the country for another couple of weeks. Matt's gonna get hold of it. He did the last video with me and I'm gonna go and test it. However, I like the idea, I like the balls, I like the arrogance of this blade because finally there's an expensive club for a person that can actually play the game. Now we've had a week of it, of the TaylorMade P790 Ti, the Callaway Epic Forge, the Titleist Concept, you name it. All of these expensive, no stone left unturned clubs are built for high launching, low spinning shots. They're built for pure raw distance. That player that's in their mid handicaps that just wants to get an extra few yards and not worry about the control side of the game. And that's what annoys me about expensive clubs, because let's be honest, they're probably better off spending $2 on lessons and using their same Ping G Series irons that they've got, or $2.5 on a new hip just to get a bit more rotation and a bit more power in their swing. But finally, someone has made a very expensive bladed iron. And I've had a week of testing my Honma driver woods I bought off Facebook, and you've probably seen the video. If you haven't, go and check them. I'm giving them away when I get to 20k. But I've seen a new appreciation for expensive clubs. Not because they're going to make your performance better, and that's normally the long and short of it. Companies go, look, we put all of this material to give it the best. Actually, what I love about an expensive club is the art, the craft, the time that's actually gone into building a work of art rather than a club itself that's going to help your game. And that's the reason that I really like these irons. I'm not going to be scared if I go to my knockout, my summer knockout, my club competition, and you turn up on the tee with your P790 Ti's or your Callaway Epic Forge. However, if you turn up with a set of Miuras, a set of bladed Honma MBs, a set of these PXG 0311 STs, I'm going to be slightly nervous. Now this is the biggest thing I feel companies overlook when they build these clubs, that they do everything. They give you distance, they give you dispersion, they give you forgiveness, all this kind of stuff, and it's $2, $2.5 for a set of irons. The bit they overlook is your mates. Your normal 3-ball, your normal 4-ball on the weekend. And when you get on that first tee, they're gonna go, Steve, is that a new set of irons you have there? And then Steve gets nervous, because all of a sudden the $2.5 that you just spent on this all singing, all dancing set of irons that are super forgiving and long distance and everything else, he then proceeds to fat and thin and block and push his irons because of the pressure that he's now putting on himself because of the investment that he's made. And it's taken me a long time to figure this out, because don't get me wrong, I like expensive things, but you wouldn't give someone that's just passed their driving test a Ferrari. The most expensive cars in the world are actually some of the hardest cars to handle. You need someone with experience. You need someone with a midlife crisis. And that's exactly what these irons are. They are a midlife crisis, and I love them. Yes, they're stupidly expensive, but these irons, just like the Honmas, for example, that I fell in love with this week, not because of the performance, not because it can do this and do that, it's the story behind them, how they're made. In Japan, handcrafted, forged, experts. PXG, milled from one block of metal. No hands ever touch it, 4 hours to make one iron head. And I love the story. It passes the wall test. And let me explain. The TaylorMade P790 Ti, Callaway Epic Forged, Titleist Concept, they wouldn't pass the wall test. I.e., if you put them up on the wall in your office, it would look stupid. However, I saw in the comments about my Honma clubs that I bought, if you put them up in the wall on the office, they're actually really cool. and a good piece and something lovely just to look at. Forget playing with them, just to look at. To be honest, I feel like these irons would pass the wall test. Let me know what you think. And again, I love the idea, and I wish more manufacturers in the future follow suit in making irons purely for the aesthetics, the love, the feel of an iron, and for that player that wants to hone his game to meet the iron. Now, I'm not talking about getting club fitted. Obviously, club fitting is very important, but if you hit it out the heel, if you hit it out of the toe, you're gonna get some feedback. And it means that these very small, normal lofted irons are very much appreciated by the person that has bought them. Someone in the comment section a couple of months ago said it very well when I made and blasted, I can't remember whatever club for being so expensive and blah blah blah, and he said it very well. Golf is his hobby. He doesn't drink, he doesn't party, doesn't gamble, and all he ever does is play golf. And that's why he bought PXG, because that is his investment, that is his downtime, and he wanted to buy something or invest in something that he's truly proud of to take out on the golf course and practice and play with. Now, don't get me wrong, I've had my thoughts about PXG in the past, but I do feel finally one of the manufacturers have finally got a expensive iron correct with these new blades. Just the same as someone came to me and had a set of Honmas or had a set of Muras or whatever it is. I love the feel of someone spending a lot of money on a club just purely from the process, the story, and having a game to obviously be good enough to have these in the bag. So guys, I hope that made sense. And when I get to test them, I can't wait to show you what they look, feel and sound like. But I imagine they're going to be very similar to every other blade that I've ever hit. But that's not what makes them so good. It's what I've just stated in the video. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Leave this video a like if you agreed with me. And if you didn't agree with me, then please leave a comment down below, as I love every side of the story. Catch you guys later.